A very good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you are. Wake up if you're still sleeping because there's news you're missing. Manchester United is still already pointing at players to bring in Jan, and that man on the screen right there, Timo Werner, is the other target now we are looking at. There was talks of Antoine Griezmann, the hunt for a striker is serious at Manchester United. I'm here to tell you about that. How have you been? How have you been? Have you recovered from that exciting Kobe Maino performance, or are you still living in Maino times? Yeah. Anyway, I love the feeling around Manchester United now. I love the things we're beginning to do. So here's the thing. So Fabrizio Romano has come out and confirmed that Manchester United are monitoring the situation concerning Timo Werner, the striker, the German striker, who in his heydays was as close to as hot as Erling Haaland is. When he picked, it was the Erling Haaland of that time at RB Leipzig when he attracted the attention of Chelsea. But unfortunately, as Chelsea, things did not go on well. Played 56 games, scored only 10 goals. So, it wasn't that exciting. So he went back to Leipzig. And this season, in 8 games, he has scored 2 goals, no assists. So, 8 goals, 2 goals in 8. That's his record. He's complaining. He's not so happy there that he's not getting enough playing time. So he feels she wants to move in Jan. So United are saying, we heard that. We heard that. Did we hear that right? We are on the hunt, a serious hunt for a striker to back up Rasmus Højlund or to team up with him. And we hear that Timo Werner is not happy. He wants to leave. He's pushing for a move. It's the player who wants out. Now, that's the best opportunity you want as a club, to get a player who wants to leave. So he's motivated to go and shine elsewhere, because the reality is Timo Werner knows he does not belong to Leipzig now. Leipzig, no disrespect, it's an exciting emerging club. It's one of the most and fastest growing clubs, I think, in the world today. But Timo Werner is not at that level, because when he sold himself to the world playing at Leipzig, he was meant to be playing at Madrid, Man City, the biggest clubs in the world. He got the opportunity, did not go well at Chelsea. So he feels he's 27. He's only 27. That's the prime of an outfield player. So for me, I feel like us pointing at him and pushing for him makes sense. And I've had people already complaining and saying, there we go, United. We are looking at used players, who can't do anything and all. I feel like with Timo Werner, and he will be a cheap option, obviously, because he wants to move, and he's motivated for me. So I think for me, in terms of the cost, to take to get him, but also the lack of strikers globally. Anyway, you don't lose a striker who scored so many goals Werner scored at Leipzig seasons ago. Then at Chelsea, going to Chelsea, the experience he got playing in Chelsea, you don't lose such a player when he's just 27. So for me, I think there's still something in him. And with the new project, with Kobe Maino turning up at United, and he's opening up the whole team. Like I've been telling you, when Kobe Maino comes, he will open us up. I told you, when you have a good holding midfielder, he opens up the team. Timo Werner is a finisher. Trust you me, he can score goals. He can be a good backup or even partner for Rasmus Højlund, by the way. He can even partner him, because he's a little more experienced than him, obviously. A lot more, not even a little. He's a lot more experienced than him as a striker, whereas the other Højlund is skillful. I think, in fact, he's the perfect. I feel like he's a good person for him to learn from. I think now it makes sense. And this is why, for me, this call it a rumor if you want it, but it was confirmed by Sky, by Sky, Germany, and Fabrizio Romano. So, that's a serious rumor, if you know what I mean. So, but for me, it makes sense. I love this. I feel like this is not a, without due respect, cannot be, a John Mata decision. Obviously, it has touches of Paul Mitchell in it. No disrespect, but anyway, that's the thing. For me, I think this makes sense, because if we say we have always wanted two strikers, a young striker, hot for the future, and a more experienced one to learn a few things from, then you say you're now pointing at first Antoine Griezmann, and of course, because Griezmann was aging, 32, obviously he lost focus. He's not the best person to learn from. If you talk about a 27-year-old hottest striker at some point a few seasons ago in the world, I think that makes sense. I think this could be a decent player for Rasmus Højlund to learn from. So that's the excitement for me this morning. For me, that's the only excitement this morning to give you, to drop to you. That's the excitement to drop to you. So for me, Manchester United now is looking serious. It is looking like we are progressing. It is looking like we know what we are doing. It's looking like we are trying to make sense of things that are happening, and it coincides with the return of players we've missed, the return of Luke Shaw, the return of Kobe Maino. The whole vibe around United now for me is good. I love it. It feels positive. So I love it. Tell me no, rather, yeah, tell me no. That's excitement. Let me know what you think about Timo Werner. And yeah, I'll hear those who will complain and say he's used, we don't want rejects, guys who failed at Chelsea. And that's an ego thing. I get it. As supporters, we feel good. It's a feel good thing for a supporter to feel like, I mean, I don't want a player who failed at Chelsea seasons ago to be coming to Man United. It's an ego thing, and you love to see it. But you see, right now you can't afford to use our egos as United supporters, unfortunately. Back then we had every right to use our egos because we are bossing, we are winning everything for fun. We are the bullies in towns, the cool guys in towns. We are the best car. We are the coolest guys. But the game has changed. The ball has shifted. We've got to humble ourselves, even as supporters, and say Chelsea are struggling, but they are in their race. Let them run their own race. This for us is war. United is in war, guys. As supporters, we need to know that. So let's not use our egos to say Timo Werner. I don't want Timo Werner at United because he flopped at Chelsea. No. We can't have Chelsea flops. We can't keep having flops. No, I don't think you would call that would be right. I think with what we are trying to build, if you focus on it, it makes sense. This is a 27-year-old, once hottest striker in the world, who has lost his purple patch, but he's 27. He's not old. He's not so old, and he's motivated. He feels he's not doing enough. He feels he does not belong to Leipzig, where he went back. Those setbacks happen, but it doesn't take away the fact that he's a hot player. He can actually come back and turn out to be the hottest striker in the world. So for me, I love this. I love what I'm hearing. I love to see it. I hope it happens. I hope and I know he won't be expensive anyway. He can't be expensive. It's a new lease of life. His wages. So this is the time when I think the negotiations will be easier. I think for our guys this time who will handle them. So let's do it. I think let's do it. Tested, approved, and trusted. Yeah, this is tested, approved, and trusted. Tested, approved, and trusted. Yeah. I love it. So that's it. That's what's happening, guys. If you've just woken up, that's Manchester United for you. But guess what? Before we get into January, we've got to think about the games that are coming. So Everton was dealt with. Thank you. So we've got Galatasaray coming. They beat us at home. This one will feel different. It's revenge now. The motivation is even different. It's revenge time, guys. Time to revenge against Galatasaray. My next video, I'll be dropping you the early team news ahead of that game. Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. Don't you move a muscle. Keep it here on the Hotspot. Ciao.